If you're losing a lot of followers, it might be because of those mistakes. Now, first thing first, losing followers is actually a good thing. Just before my Instagram blew up from like 5,000 followers to 120,000 followers in 1 year, I lost followers, and I lost it on purpose because most of the people who follow us, usually people who know us in real life, right? They like us in real life. And so family, it's friends, it's people like that. But if you want to blow up on Instagram, you got to provide value to people. And especially if you have a business, you want it to be about one specific thing. But if it's about you and your life and all of that, then that's also a beautiful thing. But your friends follow you because they're interested in what you can give them, right? As a friend. So you give them time, you give them different things. So one of the biggest principles to grow online, you want to figure out what do people like about you in real life, and then you want to show that online, because people will not like you online if they don't see who you are in real life. You kind of want to share the best sides of you in real life. And so always when I'm in real life and I'm meeting new people, I always kind of test what do they like, what do they engage with, what do they don't like, when do they disconnect with me, when do they get closer. So every time, like for example, I was living in Bali and I was meeting 10 people a day sometimes. And so I would test telling them different things when they ask me, what do you do for work, right? Because everyone asks them, where are you from? What do you do for work? So I would always think, what is the best case scenario? Like if I said this, and sometimes I would even act up and be completely different just to see what they react with. Like I was one time in Australia, which is the other side of the world for me, and I didn't care about anything there. So I was just like acting like this one day, acting super confident, acting shy, seeing what people react with, right? And so what you see people react with the most, you want to bring that to the world because that's the best version of yourself. Not if it's fake, it needs to be authentic because otherwise it won't last for long term. So if you're losing followers, it's actually a good thing because for me, for example, I wanted to start sharing all my secrets about photography and business and money and things like that. Now I know some of my family members, they don't like talking about money, right? My sister, for example, I shared my biggest win about money. She was like, Sam, can you stop bragging? Or if you're going to brag so much about money, why didn't you just buy us presents or things like that? And so they don't want to hear about money, right? Or my friends, my people from the past, they don't care about what those nerdy things that I'm going to talk about, which is the best way to get clients is to talk about nerdy things, right? To talk about the niches. So I actually on purpose made content that was boring for my existing friends so I can get more people who don't know me at all that will be just interested in what I am wanting to talk about so that the algorithm will know, okay, this is what he's going to talk about. This is the people he's attracting. Now I'm going to show him more. At the beginning, when you start posting content and building a personal brand, when you speak about something niche, then Instagram doesn't really know to show it. So it's going to show it first to the friends. And then your friends will be like, hey, Sam, I don't care about this photography stuff. Like I care about how your relationship was with your girlfriend, right? But I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about photography stuff. I'm basically on purpose losing followers, which is a good thing because then it removes the people who are not aligned with what you're going to speak about. And then it brings in the people who are aligned with what you're going to talk about. So Instagram basically takes a dip a little bit if it's an existing account, and then it brings in new followers. And then one time you can have this one viral reel. For me, it's got like, I think 1 million views. And then a lot of followers, and then that's where I got like 1,000 or I think even 2,000 followers in one single day. And then everything changed. It was like 30,000 followers in the first month. And so that. But then one of the biggest principles to actually getting that is sharing your secrets, sharing the best version of yourself. Most people have this mindset of, I'm just going to share what I already learned from Instagram or what already exists. I'm not going to share my secrets. I'm not going to be vulnerable on Instagram. You want to share the secrets. You want basically people to feel like, oh my, like this is the feeling I got to my clients or to my followers was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's actually sharing this. He's actually sharing how much he's earning. No photographer is doing that almost at the beginning, right? No photographer is sharing exactly how he's editing those beautiful photos, or no photographer is sharing the difference between 400 and 4,000 photo shoots. Like people don't do that. And so I was one of the first ones to do that. And one of the principles of getting a lot of attention is to be this new purple cow, which like the first time you see a purple cow, you will stop and watch it, right? If you see it 1,000,000 times, then you won't pay attention until you see a green cow. So you always want to be this unique thing. And to be this unique thing, you want to share the best version of yourself. The biggest secrets that you share only when you know that you like someone. Like for example, those were the secrets that I would like if I really like the photographer, I was like, hey, I have this secret that I think you would love. And this is exactly what I shared on Instagram. And so you want them to feel like you're their best friend.